So good morning students. Once again I am Dr. Chaudhary Mohammad Mohsin in front of you to proceed the same chapter, electromagnetic induction, and today we are going to learn the next article of this chapter, that is self and mutual induction. So far this self induction is concerned, let us see with the help of some PowerPoint presentation. What is self induction? The phenomena of production of induced EMF in the coil due to the change in flux in the same coil is called as self-induction. See here, a coil is connected along with the battery in series, and if you switch on that battery, current flows through the circuit, whereas due to the change in current, if you increase the current, the flux also increases. If you decrease the current, the flux also decreases. In this way, change in flux produces an EMF in the coil in the same circuit. So, according to Faraday's law, the induced EMF in the coil is given by, see, E is equal to L into di by dt. Let us consider the another case of a solenoid. Here, the long solenoid is there of area of cross section A and length L, having the number of turns are there. So now you can see here, the current passing through the solenoid produces an induced EMF in the same coil. So this is given by phi is equal to B into A, where it is mu naught N I A, and the flux linkage in the solenoid with the total number of turns is given by mu naught N square A N. So hence the self-induction of the solenoid is given by that particular formula. Thank you very much. Phenomena of mutual induction. In this particular case, what happens? The induced EMF is produced in the neighboring coil due to the change in flux in the first coil. So that can be described like this. The coil in which the current is changed is called primary coil, and the coil in which induced EMF is produced is called as the secondary coil. Here is an inductor coil. The battery is connected here. The current flows into that coil, primary coil, whereas flux produced in the same coil. Now the second coil is there, neighboring coil, that is secondary coil, which is load is connected across it, and a galvanometer is also there. The galvanometer shows deflection, because when current passes through this coil, the induced EMF is produced in the neighboring coil, and that particular thing is called as mutual induction. Hence, after all, we can conclude that the phenomena of production of induced EMF in the neighboring coil due to the change in flux in the first coil is called as mutual induction. The formula can be described, I will show you later on. You can see here, current flow in the first induction due to the first coil. Now apply voltage across the battery. You see here, phi 1 is produced here due to the flow of current in the first circuit. The phi 12 is produced into the neighboring coil. And you can see in this way the phenomena of mutual induction can be described. Flux linkage of inductor due to current I2. So this is the concept of mutual induction, due to which change of current in one coil makes or produces an induced EMF. Third thing we are going to learn here about transformer. Dear students, transformer always works on the principle of mutual induction. What is a transformer? Transformer is a device in which we use to increase the voltage or decrease the voltage at different levels. So, using the concept of mutual induction. Hereby, I am going to show you the concept of transformer. See here, the transformer going to be shown here at the board. What is a transformer? A A transformer is an electrical device used to convert and power at a certain voltage level to AC power at a different voltages but at the same frequency. Now see here, where it is used. It is used in transmitting power at the different stages, or even in our electronic circuits also it is used for. Now we are also going to see the construction and working of transformer. These are the different devices in which the transformers are used. So you can notice the different things are here. Now see, the regular soft iron core is there. A transformer consists of all these things. I am talking about the construction of a transformer. So for this construction of transformer is concerned, these are the primary windings, these are the secondary windings, whereas they are wound over a soft iron core. AC source is applied across the primary winding. In this way, the current flows through the primary and we will get the output voltage at the secondary. At the secondary we use load resistance and we use to get the output there. So once again, you can see here, in order to see the working of this transformer, you just observe that animation, then I will show you, describe you everything. In this way, the lines of forces are produced. See here, the primary voltage to the secondary voltage is equal to the number of primary turns to the number of secondary turns. Or we can see here, EP is the primary voltage, EMF, and divided by ES is equal to NP by NS. So this is the transformer you might have seen across the DPs. There are two types of transformers. One is step up transformer, another is step down transformer. Number of primary turns, number of turns in the secondary, in the step up transformer, and we can get the equation like this: EP by ES is equal to NP by NS. Where NP is nothing but number of turns in the primary, NS number of turns in the secondary. You can observe here NS is here, whereas NP is here. So now we can observe the working of a transformer here. These are the different situations. The electricity is taken out from, suppose, to convey thermal power to our home. Then we used to reduce the power or voltage, so we use step down transformers. So this is about the transformer. Once more, some more things can be seen about the transformer like this. How the working of transformer takes place by this particular person, Hygen. He shows that the voltage is applied across the primary, and how does it works. This current flows, and if a DC current passes through them, the transformer doesn't do anything, and the coil behave the same if they are replaced with the normal wires. So this is what we can observe, the working of a transformer. If AC current passes through it, then what happens? See here. AC current passes through one coil and it causes to create a flux or to generate an EMF in the next neighboring coil. So this happens in the working of a transformer. If you use more turns in the secondary, you will get the higher voltage at the secondary. And if you get the less number of turns, lower will be the voltage at the secondary, means output voltage. So it depends upon the number of turns you are using in the secondary. Suppose we represent the energy as a boxes attached to the charged particles. Here, these are boxes are nothing but the energies. So lower voltage, less energy per particle can be shown here. Higher voltage, more energy per particle can be observed here. So this is how a transformer works. The same energy per second you can get. If same energy per second is applied at the primary. So if you want to increase, you have to increase the number of particles here. So more particles per second you will get if you are having less particle per second at the input. So this is how the function of a transformer takes place. You can double the original voltage. You can observe in that particular scheme. And now suppose we have to transform. We have two transformers. One which increases the voltage and then one which decreases the voltage. Then what happens? You can observe here. The longer the wire, the higher the resistance. That is the practical situation shown here. This is the resistance. The longer the resistance, the more they cause some energy flowing through the line. And the energy is converted into that never makes it into the light. Voltage drop across the resistance is nothing but the product of current into resistance. So power lost at heat in resistor is also current into voltage drop, that is power loss. And finally you can see here, due to heat the power loss takes place, that is shown here. And we can reduce the amount of energy that is converted into the heat in the wires by reducing the amount of current flowing through them. And we can accomplish this by adding the two transformers that we saw earlier. So the boxes shows the pocket of energies. This is the resistance. These are the charges. Primary section and the secondary section, the input and the output we are going to observe here. So this is the principle by which the electric utilities use the transformer to deliver the electricity to people. So much more effectively or with good efficiency the transformers can work. So this is all about the transformer. Thank you very much. This is the input, electrical input, this is transformer, and there is electrical output. So see here, the AC is supplied across the input and we are getting the same AC at the output. Remember one thing, this is very important. Transformer is a device which is not converting AC into DC, but it is keeping the same voltage, AC to AC. It just changes the voltage. See here, the input voltage you can see here, if it is passes through the primary, means through the transformer, then output voltage will be AC. Means alternating you are observing there is no direct current. Now see here, the primary winding, so battery is connected to the conductor. Current is flowing through this conductor here. And magnetic flux is created in the conductor. Whereas ammeter is shown there. If this ammeter is placed in series with this second coil, second conductor, then current I1 is flowing through this coil and current I2 is flowing through this coil. This is the induced current. So, electric, see EMF E2 is directly proportional to d phi by dt. So, this is the method of regrowing the electromagnetic coupling. You can see here the primary coil P1 and the secondary coil P2. By using both coils, we can produce the transformer like this. So this is what the construction of a transformer. And now you can see how the transformer works, the working of a transformer here. This is a step-up transformer where the number of turns in the primary are less, whereas the number of turns in the secondary are more. So you can see here the input voltage Vin and the output voltage Vo. So the P1 is greater than P2 in the second case, that is step-down transformer. Whereas the number of turns in the primary are more than the number of turns in the secondary. Hence, input voltage is more, whereas the output is less. So see here, in case of step-down transformer, the situation will be like this. And hence, the construction takes place. This you are seeing is an iron core. Number of turns are like this. And you can go ahead and see. Very closely you are going to observe about the number of turns which are made up of a cobalt, nickel or iron. See, in the 3D you are going to observe the iron core of the transformer. And you go ahead and see so this is about the transformer, step up and step down. Thank you very much. So that's all about the principle, construction and working of a transformer. Now today we have seen the self-induction and mutual induction, the concept of transformer, and now I am going to show you with the help of a derivation how the self-induction takes place. Thank you. So thank you students. After a break, let us continue to the same thing that I was talking about, the self-induction. You have already learned that what is the concept of self-induction. Then, with the help of PPT, we have seen that the phenomena of change in flux, phenomena of production of induced EMF in the coil due to the change in flux in the same coil is called as self-induction. Now, let us consider here a coil of negligible resistance to understand the same thing here, which is connected to a battery in series along with a key and a galvanometer. Along with a galvanometer, a battery and a key is there, suppose. Initially, when this key is open, no current flows through the circuit. But when the key is closed, battery is running here, means current passes through the circuit. Means if current passes through the circuit, then if you increase the current, the flux associated with the coil will be increased. If you decrease the current, the flux associated with this coil will be decreases. That implies that phi is directly proportional to R. Means phi is equal to L into R, where L is nothing but a constant, or it is called as coefficient of self-inductance, this L. Now we shall see proceed. As according to the Faraday's first law, we know that E is equal to minus d phi by dt. Now see here, let us put the value of phi, and E is equal to minus d dt of L into I. That is, L is equal to E upon di by dt. If you want, you can get the absolute value, and now you can write here like this: E is equal to, L is equal to absolute value of E upon di by dt. So this L is nothing but the coefficient of self-inductance. And now you can see here that this EMF is measured in volt, and this current is measured in ampere, whereas the time is measured in second. So the SI unit of self-inductance will be volt per ampere per second. That can be written as volt ampere per second, and that can also be written as ohm second, or that is called as Henry. So this is about the self-inductance, the concept of self-induction. And now we shall see the concept of mutual induction. So dear students, now I am talking about, instead of self-induction, let us talk about the mutual induction. So what is the concept of mutual induction? See here, in which mutual induction, two coils are required. One is a primary coil and another is the secondary coil, which is nothing but just neighboring to it. So here we can observe that, now we can say that the phenomena of production of induced EMF into the neighboring coil due to the change in flux in the first coil, this phenomenon is called as mutual induction. Means induced EMF is created here due to the change in flux here. So let us see here what is the derivation of this particular mutual induction. Again, if you increase the current by closing key, if current passes through the circuit, if you increase the current, the flux associated with the coil increases and the EMF increases. If you decrease the current, the flux decreases and the EMF also decreases. So we can write here that phi is directly proportional to I, and that is directly proportional to I. This is the secondary coil, yes. This is primary coil, P. So change in flux in primary coil, the secondary coil, induced EMF is created in the secondary coil. So it is directly proportional to the change in current in the primary coil. Phi S is directly proportional to I. So this phi S will be equal to any constant we are taking here as a given into I. Now let us see, according to the Faraday's law, E is equal to d phi by dt. Here the secondary phi we are considering and the primary voltage we are considering. So in this way, if you put the value of phi S here, EIP will be equal to d dt of M into RP, where M is given by E divided by, M is equal to E divided by di by dt. In this way, this is called as the coefficient of mutual induction, which is tried here. With the help of this, we can find out the value of mutual induction. So again here, if you want to find the SI unit of mutual induction, see here, it is volt divided by ampere and per second. Means that can be written as, its SI unit as volt ampere per second. It is nothing but ohm per second, and that is nothing but Henry, which is denoted by capital H. So this is the SI unit Henry, SI unit of mutual induction. Thank you very much. Now let us go ahead and see the other concepts we have seen. The next article is here, transformer. We are going to talk about it. These transformers are of two types. One is step up transformer, and the next one is step down transformer. So we shall see here about the principle, working and construction of this transformer. First, the principle. The transformer works on the principle of mutual induction that we have seen just now. What is that? The production of induced EMF in the second coil takes place due to the change in flux in the one coil. This is the principle of mutual induction, and the same principle is applied here in the transformer. So far the construction of this transformer is concerned, you might be knowing that this transformer consists of two windings. One is primary winding and another is secondary winding. It is denoted by P1 and P2, whereas the AC source is attached here and the output is measured here. This is the input, the output is measured here. Why for we are using the transformer? We are using the transformer just to change the voltage in the different stages according to our purpose we can use here. Means from AC to AC only itself, plus high voltage to low voltage and low voltage to high voltage. In this way the transformer works. So these coils are wound over the iron core, soft iron cores. iron core, and this is primary winding, and this is secondary winding, where the input is applied at the primary and the output is taken here. So in this way, the concept of transformer is there. So now let's talk about the working of transformer. As you know, this transformer is working on the principle of mutual induction. So how it works? Input is supplied, input AC is supplied at the primary section, and we are getting the same AC itself at the output. So in this thing we have to define first the number of turns of primary is denoted by NP, whereas number of turns in the secondary is denoted by NS, and primary current is denoted by IP, whereas the secondary current is denoted by IS. And with these short abbreviations, we shall go to use the output of the working of this transformer as we are using here E is equal to minus d phi by dt, because induced EMF is produced in the coil due to the change in flux. So here EP is equal to d phi by dt of P, and similarly ES will be equal to d phi by dt of secondary coil. In this way the expressions comes. So the same thing is NP into d phi by dt, and that is written as NS into d phi by dt. So in this way we can write here using the formula ES by EP is equal to ES by EP is equal to NS by NP. So this is the expression for transformer. Now once again the ideal things are to be considered here. For an ideal transformer, the input power is equal to the output power. See here in the working itself. For ideal transformer, the input power is equal to the output power. Means here EP IP, what is the expression for power? It is the product of voltage and current. Voltage of primary and current of primary. EP IP is equal to ES. So with this equation, ES by EP is equal to IS by IP. So considering these two equations, we can write here again this one and this one. If we are considering, we can write that ES by EP is there in the left side, ES by EP in the left side here and there. So this can be finally reduced as the expression of transformer NS by NP is equal to IS by IP. So this is the expression for transformer to calculate secondary number of turns, the primary number of turns, the secondary current, the primary current. This is about the transformer. Now we shall go ahead and see the numerical problems based on NEET examination or CET examination. This is about the theoretical part.